The first handprint appeared on a Tuesday. Her mom didn't think much of it at first. Mia was 5 years old, messy, and always touching things she shouldn't. But when her mom pressed her own hand against the red smear on the hallway wall, she froze. The handprint was too small even for Mia. It was the size of a toddler's hand. The fingers were thin, too thin, spread apart in a way that didn't look natural. And it wasn't paint. The smell hit her next. Warm, metallic. The kind of smell you recognize without ever being taught what it is. She got a cloth and cleaned it off and told herself it was nothing, but her hands were shaking the whole time. Mia had been talking about Mr. Hollow for 3 weeks before the handprints started. "I made a friend," Mia announced one evening while her mom was cooking dinner. "Oh yeah? At school?" her mom asked without turning around. "No," Mia said. "He was already in my room when we moved in. He lives in the corner, behind my bed." Her mom turned around slowly. Mia was drawing at the table, not looking up, completely unbothered. "What's his name?" her mom asked carefully. Mia looked up and smiled. "Mr. Hollow." "Because that's what he is inside." Her mom didn't sleep well that night. 3 days later, Mia said something at breakfast that stopped everything. "He watches me sleep," Mia said, still eating her cereal. "Every night, he stands at the end of my bed and watches. He doesn't blink." I asked him why, and he said blinking is for people. The kitchen went completely quiet. "He talks to you?" her mom asked. "Not with his mouth," Mia said. "He doesn't really have one. He talks inside my head, like a voice that isn't a voice." Her mom changed the subject, dropped Mia at school, and drove home, and sat in the driveway for 10 full minutes before going inside. The house felt different, like walking into a room where something bad had just happened, and the air still remembered it. The second handprint appeared that same night, not one this time, a trail of them. 5 handprints moving along the wall inside Mia's bedroom from the door toward the corner behind her bed, getting closer to the corner with every print. Her mom stared at that corner for a long time. It was dark. The lamp didn't quite reach it, just a deep pocket of shadow sitting there. She watched it, waiting. The feeling in her gut said if she looked long enough, something would move. Nothing moved. She cleaned the prints and left the light on and went to bed. At 3 a.m., she woke up for no reason at all. Then, she heard it from down the hall, low, wet, like something breathing through a mouthful of liquid. Long, slow inhale. Long, slow exhale. Patient. Like it had been there a long time and had no plans to stop. She lay perfectly still, gripping her blanket until it stopped. Then she checked the hallway. Empty. Silent. Normal. A week passed, and things got worse quietly, the way bad things always do. The TV turned to static at exactly 3 a.m. every single night. Her mom started waking up 1 minute before it happened every time, like something was nudging her awake on purpose. She stopped going to check after the 3rd night, because on the 3rd night, she saw something in the static, just for a second, a tall shape standing still on the other side of the screen. Looking back through the white noise, she turned the TV off at the wall and didn't turn it back on for 4 days. Mia stopped eating lunch. She said, "Mr. Hollow didn't like the smell of food." "Mia, Mr. Hollow is not real," her mom said, firm and done being gentle about it. Mia looked up with those big brown eyes and tilted her head slowly. "He's standing right behind you, Mommy. He wants me to tell you he doesn't like it when you say that." Her mom spun around and knocked her coffee off the counter. It shattered on the floor. Nothing was there, but the back of her neck was ice cold, and there was that smell again, warm and metallic, there for just a second. Then gone. The drawing started the following Monday. Her mom found one on the kitchen table, and the air left her lungs. A figure, tall. So tall, it filled the entire page, and the legs were still cut off at the bottom like the paper wasn't big enough. No face, just a smooth head with 2 black holes pressed so hard into the paper it nearly tore through. It was standing in Mia's bedroom, in the corner, leaning forward toward the bed. Next to the bed was a tiny stick figure with yellow hair. Mia, asleep. Her mom turned the drawing over. On the back in Mia's handwriting were 3 words. He is hungry. Her mom sat down on the kitchen floor because her legs stopped working. Then from upstairs came Mia's voice, soft and sweet. She found it. A pause. Then the wet breathing sound. Loud this time. Right outside the kitchen doorway. Her mom jumped up and looked. Nothing there. But the hallway light was flickering slowly. On and off, like something tall was standing between the bulb and the wall, blocking the light each time it leaned in. Then it stopped. Mia came padding downstairs in her pajamas and poured herself juice like nothing was happening. That night, her mom called her sister, who came over immediately. They put Mia to bed together, both of them glancing at the corner while they tucked her in. Neither mentioned they were looking. They sat at the kitchen table, speaking in low voices like the walls were listening. Then from upstairs, Mia's voice drifted down, clear and calm. She brought someone. He says that's good. More for him. Both women went still. Then the breathing sound came from the hallway, right outside the kitchen. Close. So close it felt like it was just past the doorframe. They turned, slowly. At the far end of the dark hallway near the front door, the shadows were wrong. Too thick, too solid. A shape pressed against the ceiling with its head bent sideways because the hallway wasn't tall enough for it to stand straight. It was facing them. 10 seconds of complete silence. Then it leaned forward slowly and whispered her mom's name. Not Mia's name, hers. Wet and close, like the voice came from a throat full of something that wasn't air. Her sister screamed. Her mom hit the light switch. Empty hallway. Normal walls. Nothing there. They searched the whole house. Every room. Every closet. Nothing. Mia was asleep. Peaceful. Curled up small. But above her bed, 5 fresh dark handprints went up the wall all the way to the ceiling. And on the ceiling, directly above Mia's sleeping body, 1 handprint pressed flat, pointing down. Like something had hung there, watching her from above. They left that night. Her sister carried Mia. Her mom grabbed her keys and didn't pack a single thing. She looked back at the house once as they got in the car. Mia's bedroom window was lit up. And in it, a tall shape stood with its head bent to fit the frame. As her mom watched it, raised one hand slowly, like it was waving goodbye. They stayed at her sister's apartment for 2 weeks. Things felt normal. Her mom slept. Mia laughed and drew happy pictures again. By day 10, she was almost convinced it was over. She should have known better. On the 12th morning, her sister walked into the bathroom and found the mirror completely fogged, even though nobody had showered. Written across it in large letters already waiting for her were the words, "You should not have left." Then, as both women stood in the doorway, unable to move, a single handprint pressed slowly into the fog. From the other side of the mirror. Then another, and another. 5 fingers spread too thin, pushing through from whatever was on the other side. Her mom pulled her sister out and slammed the door. From inside, something exhaled. Long and slow and satisfied. Mia appeared from the bedroom, rubbing her eyes. She looked at the bathroom door, then at her mom. "Mr. Hollow says you can't run," Mia said quietly. "He says he was in you both the moment you heard his name. He says that's how it works. You carry him everywhere now." The bathroom door creaked open slowly behind them. Cold air poured out like water. The mirror was completely clear. No fog. No words. Just their reflections. But in the mirror over her mom's shoulder at the end of the hallway behind them stood the shape. Tall. Head bent. 2 hollow black holes for eyes. Her mom spun around. Empty hallway. She turned back to the mirror. Gone from the reflection, too. Then Mia tugged her sleeve and pointed at the bottom corner of the word. Mirror. Small, dark, still wet. A handprint. On their side of the glass. He doesn't live in houses. He never did. He lives in the hearing of his name. And you just read every word. Check your walls tonight. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this stories. You might never see this channel again.